Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about how to spot algos and trade accordingly. So before I start the video regarding my trade on SUNW, let me give some context of what happened this week. So on the Monday, SPI announced that stock right here. Let me pull it up for you. SPI announced that they were opening a subsidiary company for electric vehicles, and the stock ran up from $1 all the way to $46 midday, around 2 o'clock market time. So what this did was it caused a whole lot of sympathy plays around electric vehicles and as well as energy companies such like Pola, which was another example, Sol, another example, and the one I traded today, SUNW. Now, none of these stocks had news. It was purely from sympathy plays from SPI, and it. So some more context into what's been going on these past few weeks in small caps. It's been relatively slow. Not a lot of 100% movers. So once SPI started giving us that 1,000% or more than 4,000% that first day, that's when everyone got all riled up. A whole bunch of other stocks started pushing same day. Let's see, it was SUNW that also started push same day. Yep, I have it. So the previous day it pushed all the way to 450 from 60 cents, as well as Pola, which also pushed from $1 all the way to about 380. So there were some sympathy plays going on. So right now this is day 2 when I took this trade. And so my overall idea for the trade was that I wanted to try to look for weakness on this stock and short into the weakness, and because it's up on air, it's just a sympathy play, and from what I've noticed from the past, sympathy plays usually almost always fade. So I took some earlier trades on it as well, so I'm already up pretty nicely for the day on it. So let's see how we identify the algo. Oh, missed it right there. So right here, SUNW starts pushing. We can see the halt level right here is at 506. So we're gonna see how it reacts, or if it's gonna get halted and then push higher, or if it's gonna reject and then just start fading. So we see it get held here at the 506. No halts on it. So and boom, once the minute changed, or once the minute passed and the halt level changed to 530, stock pushes right above it. And that's when I knew, because it didn't get halted at that 506 level, stayed there for a couple seconds, that's when I knew the algo was in play. So to give you some more idea of what this algo is, I have a separate video, it's the previous one to this, of what the algo is doing. So what this algo basically is doing is it sells into the halt levels, pulls the stock down just a little bit or holds it at the halt level, and then once the halt level changes, it pushes it higher. And we can identify that because it does it multiple times on that same stock on that day. So this is the first occurrence we see here at that 506 level. And some more context as well. Yesterday on SPI, this same algo was in play. It did it over 10 times on its run from about 12 to 20, more than 10 times I caught that all on tape. I might make a separate video regarding it as well. But yeah, so I had that algo already in mind, and then if once I know that that algo shows up, the stock has the possibility of going higher. I know that why, because it did that on SPI from yesterday and on my previous video as well. The one where I showed it, I'm pretty sure the stock was BDR, where I spotted that same algo where it would sell into the halt level, pull it back just a little bit under or keep it there, and then once the halt level changes, they push it higher. And so typically, what you either want to do here, if you're probably long bias, you wait for that small dip right under that halt level, buy into it, push it higher. That's once you identify that this algo is here. So you're gonna want multiple instances of this happening, where it gets held at that halt level, and then it gets pulled back a little bit or stays there, and then pushes higher. So you're gonna want multiple confirmations, at least like two or three of these to know that that algo is there and that it's in play. And then what you would probably do if you're a long bias trader is you would try to go long with the algo, push it higher, and then quickly just take your profits off. Or if you're a short sell trader like me, you just wait it out, let the algo do its thing, let the stock go higher and higher, and then once we hit the first sign of weakness, we'll hit it. And we can see that here with my later trade later in the video. So let's keep watching here. See what it does at the 530 level. It gets halted there, or not halted, held there again at the 530. So I'm like, okay, maybe this algo is in play. Just watch it get held there at the 530. Look at that. And it finally gets halted. So that wasn't confirmation yet of that the algo was for sure there, but the way that it held there for so long, I was at like at least 30 seconds, 30 seconds. It brings up questions that, hey, this algo might be here and he was trying to hold it there and it just couldn't get held there. So let me skip ahead to the video. Alright, so this is SUNW is already at 6. It's broken above 5 now. You can see the halt level here is 679. Watch this push. Held there again, 679. Look at that hold. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go above, so it doesn't get halted. They're selling into it. Little pullback right there at the 620s. Did get rejected there and started pulling back a bit, but the reason I didn't start shorting it here yet at 6 is because that algo is still present. We saw that at 679. It didn't want it to get halted, so it made it pull back. Because it's still pretty strong. We are still strong here, even though there was rejection. That is not entirely weakness just yet. Just because we had highs of 830, you can easily just push higher, easily. Fill that gap back to 7, then to 8s. So I just let it sit here and just let it do its thing. That now that I've identified that the algo is here, the algo that was in SPI, in BDR, the one that we have already identified and that we know about, we just let it do its thing now. Let it push, try to push back to highs, or let it show weakness. And by what I mean weakness is we'd need this to go, probably fall back below the 5 under the VWAP and start grinding at this level and just start slowly fading. That's ideally when I would short it. but not now. Not at the 620. It's still very strong. So I'm gonna fast forward the video a little bit here. So my general idea for this trade was I wanted to look for, not necessarily a topping, but I just wanted to look for weakness near the topping and then start shorting into that. Especially after it's moved up almost 100% from $4 almost into 8. So I wanted at least for it to test, previous pre-market highs with this much momentum. And after the 4,000% move on SPI yesterday, a lot of chasers are going to want to either chase. Shorts are definitely covering. So let it keep pushing. With stocks like this, you just have to be patient. You have to be patient. If you're not, you get squeezed. Look at the algo right there. 806 held it again. And the 832. There we go. There's your algo. There's our algo. Holding it again on 832, not wanting it to get halted. Alright. Then we have a $1 drop right there. That was my first sign. This $1 drop was my first sign that, oh, okay, the stock might start topping off here because 830 was the pre-market highs. So you might see some resistance here at the 830s. So now what I have in mind is I want to see what it does at that 830, 850 level. And then if there's more weakness there and it gives me confirmation of weakness, I'll short into that. But if it doesn't, I'll keep letting it go higher. So I'm not going to short it here right off the bat at 715 because it can easily just, be a washout and just push back higher to 8s. So I'll just keep watching it here. Pulls all the way 688. Just keep watching. Let it do its thing. Let it bounce. Surely enough, it starts bouncing here. Starts holding above the 750s. Fast forward into the video a little bit. Little bounce above the 8s. Buyers and sellers are fighting at this area right here. The 750 to 8 level. A little push into the 850 right there. An attempt to push it higher but failed. Falls right back down to 810s, 820s. That was a 30-40 cent rejection. We see it having some more resistance here at 840. Having trouble breaking above it, even at the 830s, looking weak. So I'm getting over here. I'm getting ready for my short, getting ready to enter, and play some audio for you guys regarding my trade, and I'll just let the audio play it out, and occasionally I'll stop it if needed.
Yeah, bro.
See you, bro. See ya.
See you, man.
Wow. This should top out at 9. I want to see it top out at 9.
Tanga na, natitip ako bumili ng nakaraan sa SPY. That was tomorrow when you call it.
Huh? You're gonna buy spot? Me too. Alright, so we're gonna do the same fucking thing and just use black. We see it hover above the 8s now, getting weaker here.
Netty was really nice, 1050.
Slightly dropping below the 8s, going to 7.9, 7.80s. So once we saw this weakness, I was getting ready. Had my finger on the trigger here. Another pull at the sevens. So now that we identified the weakness, I just want a good entry. So I wait for a slight little bounce, possibly above the high sevens again, because we couldn't hold the eights. We failed there, even at the 830s. So I wanted a short above, like, even at the eights, not really necessarily above the eights again, but relatively near the eights or the high sevens now. So you start seeing it push here. Tries to go to 8. And some resistance there at the 770s. Another failed attempt right there. Big resistance at the 790. So once I identify this weakness, I'll start playing the audio for you guys. And this is when I start getting into the trade. I'm gonna risk 850 on this trade. Okay. I got a good cushion on it. 773 average.
Pinterest 30-minute candle open right above VWAP, and it's
Ooh.
playing it really, really well.
Nice bounce above VWAP.
Yeah.
As long as it respects it, maintains this uptrend above 3850, looking good. Uh-oh, SUNW is pushing. Getting some topside resistance there at the 790, adding some more here, added more. Gimme, you're looking weaker. I'm gonna stop out at like 810 on SUNW. Tighten my stops. Definitely. Yep, size there. Alright, I'm in 775 on SUNW, 1500 shares. Break a 750 and I'll start covering.
Oh, whoa, Pinterest is running.
Alright, so right now I have a, as I said, 775 average with 1500 shares. That was the max size that I was shading with the entire day. Max position size. Oh, nice.
Up like just 20 cents. Oh, yes, there it goes.
Get it, 39.50. Clear that shit.
Woo.
Clear that shit.
$30 up.
Oh, yeah, look at SPY. Dude, SPY just pushed a buck.
Holy
NASDAQ
shit.
just broke out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, these contracts are gonna go in the money.
Nice. Take that shit to 40. Yeah, SPY is breaking out 324. Yep. Fuck. We had it, bro. We had the SPY idea. See, like a little dip at the open, push it. Fuck. They do that so much. It's just like, it's clockwork basically at this point. Alright, so a little waiting for the trade now. Still under 780s, and this is not even less than 30 seconds. It starts breaking down 750s here.
Oh, yun din.
So let's watch this breakdown.
Tapos ang pangalan nun yung overextended gap down niya.
The washout long. Yep. Oh wow, look at SUNW. Yeah, it's when he was talking about like 25% dip, and he'll buy into the dip.
Okay nga yan eh.
Mhm.
Na-improve niya yung ano by separating small cap tsaka big yung mga.
Ooh, that's good. Oh wow, SUNW 7. It's about to break. Ooh, come on. Wow, let's go. Let's go. Take some covers there. Beautiful trade. Wow.
Alright, so this is when I started taking covers here. Started breaking below the sevens. You know, as a rule of thumb, I always like to cover on weakness. I don't like covering when I start seeing green, because at that point we can easily just get a reversal or just start pushing. So, especially on a stock like this, we haven't identified it yet as an all-day fader. It could easily push into tens, easily, especially because it's a low floater.
Look at 6. Oh my god.
I took some more covers
620.
there to 657
Holy.
over here. These yellow triangles are the covers.
Covered more there. Alright, fully got out of SUNW.
Alright, so that was it. That was the last order right there at 710. Or the rest of the cover. Made about 1200 on the trade with 1500 shares. At most, I was probably down like 20 cents because the stock went up to like it didn't even go above 8, like 790. So I was down at most 20 cents, if anything, 15 cents, and took almost a buck on it. So pretty good RR there. And that's typically how you would trade against that specific algo, one that we identified the day before on SPI and today on SUNW. So with these algos, you want confirmation, 2 to 3 times. You want to see similar patterns occur on the level 2, and you just plan and trade it accordingly like that. If you were a long bias trader and you identified that algo, you would wait for it to get to the halt level, pull back a little bit, and we just buy on the dip with tight stops, and then push it higher with the algo. Or if you're a short trader like me, you do what I did. You try to identify the weakness on the overextension, and you start shorting into the weakness, which is right here, and cover it into the weakness. And yeah, that's about it.